Hello and welcome back to Two Gentlemen's One.
Welcome back. We just had a commercial break.
Yeah, I know. Right?
This is actually
a new episode. It's one continuation.
One continuous episode. You'll notice if you pay attention, it's not in order. You can put it in
It's 24 hours long. See the episode. Welcome back. No, I said it again.
Welcome to another episode.
Welcome to another episode
of T-Gob.
T-Gob, because I can't even remember the title. Today we're going to talk about and kind of debate, but in a friendly-ish kind of manner, our favorite movie year of the last decade. So from 2018, not counting 2019 because it's been like a week.
Would be 2010 to 2018.
2010 to 2018.
Decade. But technically, you could count 2019.
Yeah, it's a decade in the sense that it's the last decade, but not 10 years.
Oh, I just went base. I said decade because that's 10 years.
Yes.
Right.
We're not going back to 2008.
Well, we can go back to 2000. Well, I mean, technically that can be the range, but we pretty much just picked a year in between 28 to 28.
Exactly.
2008.
It fell in place for us anyway, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're just going to say the last decade, but either way, it's the last 8 years, really.
And it's going to be, so we'll see how it goes, because it might just be us naming movies.
Yep.
But it could also spark stuff. But also, I was just looking at this now. We could talk about ones that maybe, like, I've never even heard of. Or, like, I don't know, and then we can talk about see if you've seen it, or be like, oh, what is this movie?
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about films that may have let the year down.
Ones I wanted to see and I never did, then I'm like, oh, shit, I should check that out.
No, even ones we don't like as much, but we can respect the art form.
Oh, my God, holy shit, this movie came out in 2010, that's hilarious. I'm going to open
with
with that one
hard. We really planned ahead for this one. We really prepared, did our research.
What we're going to do, too, well, we're just going to talk about the year. So we can just say right now, so I picked 2010, and you picked
2014.
So what we can do, too, is also look at the Oscars that year and, like, award shows and shit.
That's true. Yeah.
Then we also talked about if this ends up being a disaster, we're going to look at the TV shows that came out that year.
Yes. And we can see if you can guess, as in each other, not you, the audience, because it's not interactive, but if you can guess who won those Oscars those year for best.
Oh, picture. Looking at it now, I think I know who won.
Probably, you can probably guess. Well,
we can also, after we name a bunch of movies,
for us too.
After we name a bunch of movies, we can guess what one we think is the other person's favorite from that year.
Oh. Well,
look at that.
So not to give it away.
But yeah, no, I'm just like rolling through. So I just Googled 2010 movies.
Yeah, I pretty much did the same. Even though I knew like off the top of my head a few of them, but then there's a few others I was like, oh yeah, that's 2014 too. So
it's actually a really good year. I'll say right now, not the best year for Marvel movies. Iron Man 2 came out in 2010. Yeah, probably the weaker of the MCU, or just the MCU in general. It's basically just rehashed of. It's literally like the end scene is. Whiplash has a bigger version of the Iron Man suit, and it ends the exact same way as Iron Man 1. Yeah, except you get Iron Patriot.
Yeah, no, that wasn't. When you think of the MCU, no one goes, "Oh, you know what my favorite one was? Iron Man 2."
Unless you're a monster.
Unless you're a weirdo. Just trash.
I know. I loved Iron Man 2 when it came out. Right. I remember specifically seeing it in theaters and like literally being on the edge of my seat, kind of like leaning forward the whole time, and because my friend pointed it out, because I was just so into it, because they were just such.
You just fell off your seat.
What? No, I was just always leaning forward because it was just so. It was just getting started into the MCU, like just getting started with Robert Downey Jr. and that character. It was like it was cool at the time because you got to watch it evolve, but looking back, it's probably my least favorite.
Yeah, it's one of those points that would have been after or before Assemble? No, it was before Avengers Assemble, wasn't it? Or
Avengers Assemble?
Yeah, when was that one?
Is that what it was called in Europe?
Yeah, it was.
It was called Avengers Assemble. It was just called the Avengers.
It's called the Avengers Assemble.
No, yeah, it's just the Avengers. Avengers came out in 2012, I believe, because it went Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2. Then you started getting Thor, Captain America, and then Avengers.
I didn't realize Iron Man 2 popped up that early.
Iron Man 2 was right after Hulk. It's basically like 1 and 2. Like if you erase the Hulk.
Strange. That is very strange. You think they'd give him time to breathe and move on to other characters, but apparently not.
Well, I'm going to double check. I think 2011 might have been Thor and Captain America then. Makes sense.
Sure.
But it's like they didn't know what they had, man.
They probably had a rough idea, but I don't think they knew they were going to go like 20-odd movies later.
I feel like
still got another 20 to go, probably.
You can tell that he had a plan of how big he wanted to expand the universe, but clearly wasn't fully fleshed out because like I was listening to a podcast where guys who wrote Captain America, all the Captain America movies, so like Captain America, Winter Soldier, Civil War, and Infinity War. They were talking about how while they're in the room working out the story, trying to figure it out, Kevin Feige would just pop his head in and be like, "You guys got Spider-Man for Civil War," and they're like, "What the fuck? Like, really?" Or it's like, "You're doing Winter Soldier for Captain America too," and they're like, "Seriously?" Like, he would just pop his head into the room while they're trying to break a story and be like, "You got this." Like, well, now we got to throw in Black Panther. Now we're going to Spider-Man. So he obviously knew what he wanted, but clearly Spider-Man was never.
Yeah, I suppose they never knew the Sony deal. Whether they were going to get Spider-Man, so they could never just bank on the fact he's going to pop up.
I'm sure he's probably I'm sure probably once the MCU started picking up after Avengers, they're like, we got to try to get Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, and that's what they're probably doing the other properties like X-Men as well. Using it, I don't know if it was which segue to use best, but because you said it earlier, I'm just going to use and to go off Marvel for a little bit. We can come back to them because I know they're going to pop up again in this conversation. But you said it earlier, the villain Whiplash. 2014 movie, Whiplash.
Oh, look at you segueing.
I was waiting for that segue for ages, but
That's
you said
hilarious.
it was really early in the conversation, so I was like, I can't just cut you off entirely.
You should have just immediately, like anytime one of us says the title of a movie, just cut them off right away. Yeah. If it happens again.
Yeah, exactly. Because Whiplash, arguably one of the best films of the year.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
I would second that. Movie. I love it too. It's a musical in a weird way, but when you really think about it,
it is classified kind of as a musical.
Like just one of the best performances you'll ever see by J.K. Simmons. Miles Teller was actually great too. They really worked to counterbalance.
Mm-hmm.
Kicked off Damien Chazelle's career really, like to do
Big time.
La La Land and now First Man since. And that was just it was like, how do you make a film about drums, tense and like really on the edge of your seat, thrilling and really like kind of like not scary, but like it's just very like you get adrenaline rushing. You really like you feel like you're really just entrapped in the scene, especially when he's just like, "Am I rushing? Are you rushing, or am I dragging?" Like that. It
seems so frustrating.
Exactly. It's just it is a brilliant film. It was a great piece of art, but yet managed to appeal to like the masses, and it was a very engaging film. So
probably made quite a bit of money.
Probably, yeah.
Did you ever see the short film version of it that spawned the movie?
I haven't, but I've heard good things about
the guy. It wasn't Miles Teller. It was J.K. Simmons, but it wasn't Miles Teller.
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah.
I never watched. I think I have the DVD, so I'm pretty sure it's on there. I feel like I might have started it out, but I didn't fully. I'm pretty sure it's the rushing or dragging scene.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, no, it's a great film, and that was like one of the. When you think of the last 10 years and some of the great ones, I think that's always in contention. And just in 2014 in general, it didn't win the Best Picture that year.
I think it didn't win.
It won a
script or something, right?
Yeah, maybe. But it didn't win Best Picture that year. But it's still even that's why I picked 2014, because even though that's such like a masterclass of film, you can on itself say that's like a reason to pick a year. It still had to fight against its peers.
I picked 2010 just because I googled. That was the first one I googled, and I was like, "Oh my god, these are good movies."
Wow, so professional.
The thing I love about Whiplash too is that it's just such a simple story.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just such a basic. It's literally just about a guy who wants to be good, like really good at his, like a really good drummer. So and you see the evolution of him, super shy, can't even ask the girl out.
Yes.
And then he evolves into being top drummer guy and gets like a backbone, and then he becomes an asshole, and he's like, it's all about this. I didn't argue, but I remember in class I did a project on it, and it was like something you would change or take out from the movie, and I took out that relationship just in terms of I was like, it's good because it shows like the lengths he goes, but I feel like you could have done it. You could have done it with the parents and stuff. You didn't.
That's true.
Like there's the dinner scene that works the same way where he's just an asshole about the kid.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't. It was just you needed something, so I was like, you could take it out, but it's still a great character development too. So that movie's pretty much perfect.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie, and as you said, it's just the progression of the character in amongst everything that's going around. It's a simple story, but you can see him progress. You can see his change.
It's a sad ending too, because J.K. Simmons wins, but he shouldn't win.
Yes,
he wins in the sense that he makes it proves that he was right, which you don't want him to be right in that movie. Because you don't want him to push. Because what's this kid gonna get out of this now?
Yeah.
Like, there's no career in drumming. I mean, I'm sure you could.
Well, I'm sure if you.
I'm sure if I offend any drummers here.
If you're good enough at drumming, you can.
I mean, it's La La Land. If you want to be like Ryan Gosling, you can get in a band with John Legend, and sure you can blow up.
I mean, musicians still. There's still a career, yes, if you're very good at it. But
Sure, I guess. I don't know. There's no professional drumming league though, so it doesn't count.
Okay. There should be. Do you have an appropriate segue to go back?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of not a good segue, but keeping in line with franchises. Just looking at my list here, there was 2 other franchises that popped up on here. One is Harry Potter, and I'm trying to see which one this is.
Which
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. So the ending of the Harry Potter trilogy coming up, Part 1 of that trilogy.
Part 1.
Unnecessary movie to some people, right? Because when you break those up, usually it's like you don't need to break them up. It's like 6 hours, or pretty much close to 6 hours, 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with them breaking it up. They obviously rush it too much. Like, I was rewatching Order of the Phoenix recently, and that felt rushed.
I don't know. Did you read all the books and watch all the movies?
Yes.
See, I never read all the books.
Oh.
And I watched all the movies. I'm not a big Potter fan, but I do enjoy the movies.
I remember being one of those, as soon as it came out, you run to the bookstore, you pay overpriced
to buy the
book. Yeah.
I can't believe people did that, though. But still, running to get a book, you fucking nerd.
I remember in school, they would give you like an hour each day to read Harry Potter, and then there'd be like, an English class came, and you could read a book, and everyone just had their copies of Harry Potter out.
Oh, I remember when they tried to get us to read every hour, and I just didn't read. Because I was too cool.
Oh wow, yeah.
I'm going to read a book for an hour?
Literally, there was I think everyone had their nose in Harry Potter. It was weird.
Not my school. All we were cool. We were on, like...
If you say so.
Game Boys, I guess. I don't know. No, I was pretending to read.
Education.
Or, no, I was reading... I was reading novelizations of movies. Like, I read the novelization of Spider-Man 2. And the novelization of Men in Black.
That's your reading list?
Yeah. That's what I did, man.
The movies you've seen?
Yeah, I just read the books of the movies, and I was like, oh my god, this wasn't in the movie, and I'd get confused, and I'm like, oh, they added to it.
But I don't think Deathly Hallows Part 1 is my least favourite Harry Potter movie, though. I would say that's Half-Blood Prince.
That seems to be a lot of, because a lot of people said, they add that storyline with the romance or whatever, and it just kind of had no purpose? With the chick?
Yeah.
The Asian chick?
No, Cho's always has a romance.
Like somebody was talking the other day about some...
No, that definitely happened.
They didn't like it either. They didn't like the Half-Blood Prince.
I didn't like the book that much either, to be fair. So it was kind of...
Half-Blood Prince is Snape, right?
Yeah, when Snape kills Dumbledore. Oh, you mean like
Snape's the spoilers!
Yeah, Snape's the Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. I watched it all. I didn't mind them. Funny story, though. I was at the movies once, and it was me and my mom, and then, like... There's people beside us, and Harry Potter, I think Chamber of Secrets came on, and for a trailer for it, like I just leaned over, he's like, what a nerd movie. And I'm like, this guy's cool.
Who says that? He watches the trailer.
He's like, look at the loser movie. I'm like, yeah, Harry Potter's dumb. But then I ended up going to when I was in university, my first year at Brock University, I had no classes ever. So I just watched a shit ton of movies, and I watched, I think, the last 4 Harry Potter movies in one night. It was like 2 a.m., and I threw on part 2.
He was the nerd now.
Stayed up till like 5 a.m. I was just so bored, man.
Yeah.
I watched
instead of going out and experiencing...
That was actually the first time I watched the entire series of Entourage. Brock University.
Because the information everyone wanted to know.
You would think I'd watched it from the beginning, but no, I watched it my first year.
There we are.
But then, one more franchise. Arguably, this is actually my favorite movie from this franchise, too. Okay. It's the best one, hands down, not even close. Do you know what the franchise is?
No, I don't know.
It's the third movie in the franchise that came out.
The Hobbit?
No.
No, that's much later. That's 2015.
And I didn't watch those shit movies, man.
Jesus. Third movie in the franchise, 2010.
Twilight Eclipse.
Oh, for God's sake.
Actually, the best one. You get both Jacob and... Edward fighting for Bella, and they're on the screen because in the first one it's just Edward. Second one,
you look at me dead in the eye with so much passion.
The first one was just Edward. Second one was Jacob.
Right.
Third one was them fighting over her. Was super upset because I was Team Jacob all day until he imprinted on their baby, which was like, what the fuck, Jacob? You're imprinting on a baby, you friggin' weirdo. Team Taylor Lautner all the way too. Not so much anymore though because he's kind of fallen off. I'm more Robert Pattinson now. Never Bella. Bella's the worst. I'm team Elena over Bella. If we're going vampire, that's Vampire Diaries. If we're going love triangles and vampires, I go Elena over Bella. Probably. I used to be big Team Stefan, but the more you watch the show, I kind of got more into Damon. He's kind of a badass.
Right.
Yeah. We're kind of getting off track here.
I'm Team Blade.
The fuck's Blade?
Blade? Like,
what does that have to do with a love triangle?
He's a vampire. He's half vampire. I've only seen the first Twilight. I'm sorry, so I can't. I'm just gonna nod and smile as you talk now and try and think of happier memories. In franchises, I guess. Like, I could go anywhere with this.
Oh, I have another third one, but
okay. I'm trying to think of an appropriate segue.
Oh God, there are a lot of good movies on there.
Yeah, no, just see it. Where do I start? Like, so I've spoken about Whiplash already.
I'll just throw Toy Story 3's here as well.
Just throw it out there. Okay. Yeah, Toy Story 3 is probably the best in the franchise for me, actually. That's from 2010.
Oh, in terms of so you mean
talk
like
about it?
I thought you meant
you threw it out there, didn't you?
No, I thought you meant like so your favorite Toy Story movie or favorite out of all these franchises? Like
favorite,
going off of like
favorite Toy Story movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to talk about it?
We talked enough about it on our other one.
That's true.
Talking about Toy Story 4.
Okay, segue. Here we go. Here's a segue. Because the sequel's come out as well this year, and it's also another anime movie.
Okay.
Lego Movie. The first one.
Oh, really?
2014.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
And that was like a surprisingly pleasant surprise. Not like,
that's our.
I wasn't expecting it to be bad, but it was more fun, more funny than I expected it to be. Yeah, and it was just an enjoyable, feel good movie with some good jokes.
More fun, more funny,
more funny,
way funnier,
more
funny or funnier?
Funnier than funnier.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just funny than you expect. Clever, and then I like the whole like it's just a kid playing.
Oh my God, the twist of Will Ferrell at the end, that was great.
When you see
not really a twist, but when you see Will Ferrell,
it's kind of a twist. Yeah, like he's the dad, and it's like oh, it was it was a good movie.
Mr. Business,
very funny. Yeah, Mr. Business. Yeah.
Super surprising. A lot of great voices that you don't even notice until you look back on it. Channing Tatum was Superman, and Jonah Hill was Green Lantern.
Yes. Well, I know it was also Batman.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I didn't really know who Chris Pratt was at the time. I don't think that was when he started. I mean, he's doing Parks and Rec, but I don't think he'd like.
No, I think Guardians came out just before the Lego Movie
comes out.
It came out this year.
Yeah.
He had Guardians and Lego Movie back to back. Eh? Damn, that guy.
Well, there's my segue. 2014 was also probably a pleasant.
That was his breakout movie.
Yeah, pleasant surprise in the MCU. Guardians of the Galaxy, which was.
If this podcast goes anywhere, we're gonna get T-shirts that say "pleasant surprise" on them.
Pleasant surprise, and then we just get like a buzzer every time we say "pleasant surprise."
Drink.
Exactly. But no, like I mean, again, it was like not really many people knew about the Guardians. It looked fun when it
no idea. What
yeah,
it was.
like when you saw the trailer, it looked fun. It was like, oh, this is gonna be funny. Maybe like worth a watch. And everyone's fallen off the characters. Like,
do you think
who doesn't know I Am Groot by now?
Yeah, really. Yeah. Do you think Guardians was the first movie to spawn like people actually giving a shit, like people wanting to have a cool soundtrack like that? Or was there a movie you can think of before Guardians where it's like everybody's like, I gotta check out, they get like a really good soundtrack?
It's probably, I can't think of the top of my head, but it's definitely really incorporated that people going out and buying, particularly that soundtrack, just like
or just go like going on you like I googled it and I was like I just want to know every song.
Because I know like obviously when you think about films who played to the music, like Baby Driver came out shortly after as well.
I remember Edgar Wright on a podcast talking about how he had to. I think he either talked to James Gunn. I think he knew James Gunn at the time or something, but he almost had to figure out what he had on his list and then take his out.
Oh, really?
Because he was like, it was something like, I could be completely bullshitting here, but I know there was an aspect of him looking at a list and making sure he didn't take the same songs as I think James Gunn. So I think they might have kind of crossed paths.
That's cool.
Because I mean, the movie he would have been working on the soundtrack.
Yes.
Way before that. So.
Yeah. So there's definitely movies that have worked. Like, I think even Tarantino kind of goes off his soundtrack a little bit sometimes. Like I feel like he plays to his soundtrack. Mm-hmm. So I like, especially like Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs.
So but like an entire soundtrack.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, it's definitely obviously tonally and like thematically like you get to go because he's still stuck in the 80s, and so it's all about that. And the easy way to convey that is music. So I mean, maybe, like, but I think people have done it before, but maybe not to the same extent. But now it's definitely very popular to build a story around the music. Even,
and it's funny too, just thinking of you build the story around the music, which Marvel did, and then you get DC, who just tries to copy it by just throwing money at music, like Suicide Squad was just what songs can we get in here?
Exactly.
And they made no purpose.
Bohemian Rhapsody and all that.
Bohemian Rhapsody, Eminem songs, like it's just like these serve no purpose to the story at all.
Yeah.
It's just we want to Aquaman, or sorry, not Aquaman. There's a new DC movie I just watched that was kind of like that.
I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody worked in the trailer for Suicide Squad, but then it only really happened at the end of the movie. So I don't know. It was kind of
but like you said, the whole purpose of Guardians was that he was set in the 80s, and his mom gave him this list. Like, we're listening to the playlist that he listens to. It's not like it's random songs. It's every song that his mom put on that playlist for him.
It gives him that connection to his mom.
Mm-hmm. And gives us a connection to him.
Exactly. And then you find out his dad killed her in the second one. But
killed my mom?
That's in the future, technically, because 2014.
Yeah, my dad killed my mom, then I had to kill my dad. It's a lot worse than losing a sister. Or losing a brother.
That was good. Do you have an appropriate segue?
I kind of, I guess, not really.
I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to look for this list and like, did anyone's like?
Well, I mean, I can segue.
Kill their mom and then.
Well, I had two segues here. We can look at, see which one you think is better.
Right.
Superhero genre, Kick-Ass. Another comic book nobody really knew about.
Okay, yeah.
Or
wait, Kick-Ass 1, right?
Yeah. Or we mentioned Edgar Wright, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
There we are. Which one do you want to go with? Well, you suppose you mentioned them both, really, but
yeah. I mean, well, I'll say like less about. I think Kick-Ass was fun. It was. It definitely kind of spawned a lot of ideas going off of people without superpowers trying to be superheroes. I know. I'm pretty sure after that movie came out, there's this guy, I think he called himself the Phoenix or something, who was a former mixed martial arts guy who actually went out and was like Kick-Ass and was actually beating people up on the streets in a costume. And I think Super kind of the Rainn Wilson movie. Yep. So it was kind of cool that it did that. Always great when you see McLovin. It was different. It was hardcore. It was violent. First kind of violent superhero movie.
I think also like partly because of the same director, but also helped like Kingsman. It made everyone kind of ready for that kind of tone. Well, see, we're in a superhero movie now. I can see it in a spy movie. Kind of that over violence, kind of that very stylized way of shooting a movie.
Was it same director or same comic book writer?
Matt Vaughn, director.
Directed both, and Mark Miller, right? Was that his name? Who wrote?
Who wrote it?
Was his name Mark Miller?
I think Kick-Ass. No? Did he do?
He did. Oh, he did Kingsman as well. This guy did Kick-Ass and Kingsman. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Matt Vaughn did. I think both Kingsman, but only one Kick-Ass. He didn't do Kick-Ass 2, I think.
Based on by Mark Miller, yeah. Mark Miller did Kick-Ass, and I feel like Secret Service, which I believe is Kingsman.
That's Kingsman 2, yeah.
Yeah, he did it.
Is it? Wait, I don't know which one's which.
I think he wrote Wanted too.
Sorry, it's Kingsman 1.
Wrote Wanted, Civil War. Damn, Daniel. Yeah, but no, in terms of pleasant surprises. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World was. I had no expectations going into that. I was just like, want to go see a movie? Yeah, let's do it. Let's go see Scott Pilgrim. Looks kind of fun, and holy shit, I watched it again. One of the coolest movies stylistically, where it actually was kind of a comic book. It played around with real life fantasy. The ending with Nega Scott is one of the funniest endings ever. When they just walk out and he's like, "Oh, cool." And he's like, "What's up with that?" He's like, "No, it's a cool guy. We're gonna get a brunch next day." Like, you expect this massive fight, and it's just literally them walking out. It's like, yeah, we're cool. Cool
I need to rewatch that one again. Actually.
So I just recently rewatched it. Just all the transitions. Anna Kendrick's in it, which is always great. Just like the quick transitions. Like, there's the one where he orders a package to get it to send it to her, and then immediately sits at the door waiting for it, and then like the doorbell rings, and just like quick cuts. It's set in Toronto too. They walk by the Ed Mervish Honest Ed's store.
I remember seeing like clips of it.
A lot of like Brie Larson's in it, Brennan Routh's in it, Chris Evans is in it, and just like the music's cool. That's another one where the music works with it because they like fight each other in a band. It's just so much fun, so funny. I thought about rewatching. I was like, was it really that good? And rewatching, I was like, no, yeah, it holds up, man. It's fucking
still good.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I need to rewatch that one actually. Like I remember seeing it, I remember enjoying it, but it was probably shortly after it came out, so I feel like I need to give it another rewatch and digest it again.
Kind of like an Americanized / Canadianized, I guess, version. I like that we kept it in Canada too, Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
Like that Michael Cera's cast, and
he was good for that part.
And it was perfect that it kind of had the Edgar Wright quick transitions, but in more kind of like a Hollywood version of it. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he would do in a British movie like Hot Fuzz or something. There's still a lot of those, but it was like unique, like Ant-Man, where Ant-Man had the same ones. It was different but the same, but it had its own kind of uniqueness to it.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely had its own kind of style that stood out.
Oh, big time! Like no movie. I'd say the closest movie to kind of emulate it would be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but that was pure cartoon.
Yeah.
But it's still the closest that makes it look like something. I can see
the kind of the palette and the way it's used. Trying to think of a segue. I'm just going to go make a little leap. My actually favorite film by this director.
Interrupted. Leap year came out.
Kidding. Shut right down. But no, my favorite film by this director. I don't know if you're a fan of this one or not. I really love it. It's great fun, kind of quirky. Is the word overused for this director and this film? But Grand Budapest Hotel.
Got like 10 minutes in and turned off.
I love it. I love the whole style. I love the aesthetic of it all. I love the long takes, the camera movement, how it's kind of all like... Yeah, he has a way of that, the way he frames things with deep focus. It's just a cool look and cool aesthetic that just builds to the world and builds to his humor and his storytelling. And I just loved it. It's kind of... I just loved it. An ode to those kind of also like 50s films too. Like...
It was cool, the backdrops. That's what I did like. Yeah. I like when it first opens up. It's kind of, it almost looks like just cardboard backdrop.
Yeah,
I don't know if it actually is.
Some of it is, yeah. And it's like a nod back to like 50s Hollywood films and that in that kind of style. And Ralph Fiennes is like the lead is just hilarious. And there's a huge cameo cast, the usual ones you expect from
Bill Murray, Owen Wilson.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, it's a phenomenal cast, and like I know like other people, it's not their favorite. They're like Wes Anderson film like Mount Rushmore.
Not a big Wes Anderson guy.
Yeah, Dogs was also really popular this year.
Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah, Royal Tenenbaums. I like that one a lot too, but I think Grand Budapest is my favorite.
You like Bottle Rocket?
I like Bottle Rocket actually. It wasn't actually when I watched it, I was like, it doesn't feel like a Wes Anderson movie as much.
It's an Owen Wilson movie.
It's more more on a bit like a Coen Brothers even places. Like early Coen Brothers.
Oh, I got a great segue.
Coen Brothers. I think I know where this is going.
Anyways, are you done?
Yeah, no. That was,
you have nothing else?
I'm waiting for the leap.
Probably I would say my favorite Coen Brothers movie, True Grit.
Oh no Country for Old Men came out earlier, 2008, right?
Not a big fan of that movie.
I love that movie.
It's too philosophical for me.
True Grit. No, I didn't love True Grit actually.
I really liked. I rewatched it recently to make sure. I remember enjoying it in theaters, but not that much. And then rewatching it and like it's funny. It's I don't want to say like intense, but it's got like Haley Steinfeld's great. It's her first ever. I'm pretty sure first ever movie, and she was really really good in it. The only issue is it spawned Jeff Bridges talking with a southern or an old timey accent. I don't know if that's southern, but like a western accent, I guess.
Yeah.
He does that in every movie now, and it's just he always talks like that. But Matt Damon's really funny.
Oh, and because he actually had like when his tongue gets bitten off.
Yeah.
There's like the string around his tongue to make it sound like that the whole time.
That's great. When he's getting dragged around and he's trying to shoot him, just letting him get dragged all the time.
Have you seen the original? With
John Wayne? But I heard it's like even more of a comedy.
Yeah.
Apparently, or like because I know John Wayne won an Oscar for it. I'm pretty sure.
I like the original more. Sorry.
I feel like I wouldn't. Maybe. I feel like my taste in movies. I feel like I wouldn't like it.
I didn't even know you liked that True Grit.
Neither did I. And then my buddy brought it up, and he brought up how he's like Matt Damon's hilarious in that movie. I'm like, really, he is? And then I rewatched it just to make sure, and I was like, fuck yeah, I like this movie.
Yeah,
it's a good ending. Like when she gets bitten by the snake, and then he runs back to save her, and she loses her leg.
I don't dislike. I like when like Josh Brolin just kind of like rocks up at the end, and he's just like out of nowhere. It's like, oh wow, because that's the there's very the Coen Brothers way of they're trying to build the story, and then they'll just kind of like throw these anti-climaxes in, like just there's always built in, and then just throws you completely off. I mean, that's life, right?
Yeah.
So
and you realize it's her story more than anything. Than it's not like the story about her kind of getting vengeance. They're kind of accepting Like, I don't know. I was trying to get preachy, and then halfway through, I was like, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's a fun movie.
It's just kind of just trailed off. Like,
I don't know, man.
I'm just gonna go the kind of the order now of what I see because I keep going back and forward. But this one's like, I don't know if I would rank it. That wouldn't be a reason why I put it on the 2014. But I know people liked it and everything. And I really loved the book, but Gone Girl.
Oh my god, I love that.
See, that's what I mean. Like, I think I read the book first.
And I got a great transition after Gone Girl.
But
I never read the book. I had no idea.
Is that why you enjoy the movie so much? Because of that twist?
Massively.
And that's probably why I like when I watched the movie. I was like, you know the twist, you know everything's going to come in.
No
so
idea.
like, and it was a decent adaptation of the book, but it wasn't like it's not. It's never perfect. It's never exactly.
Ben crushed it too.
There's other people I would have preferred for the part. Rosamund Pike crushed it.
Ben Affleck should have got nominated for that.
Rosamund Pike. Did she get nominated?
100% she did. Yeah.
She was great, and like it's like the story as a whole and the book I love. So like I get that's why I put it back like on the list because I knew to warrant that reaction. Like it's.
I saw that movie. I went to it was the first time I ever went and saw a movie by myself.
Okay. Yeah.
And I went to a matinee because I was like nobody's gonna be there.
Packed.
And I sit down and it's packed with a bunch of old people. I had to sit in the front row with people on both sides of me, and I'm like, this is fucking
Did
weird.
anyone get scared?
Nobody got scared.
There's it's violent kind of thing.
Oh, like whenever she slits fucking Neil Patrick Harris's throat.
I know.
People are like,
NBH.
No, that movie, I went in kind of like it looked cool. I'm following along. I'm like, where the fuck's this going? And then that twist, I'm like, what? Like that's probably one of the best twists I've ever experienced at a film. Probably first one ever because like Sixth Sense, I was too young to really experience that before I heard about it. Star Wars. Like it was the first for me, the first kind of real
that one looked pretty free.
Big twist where I'm like, holy shit, what? Where's this going now?
Yeah.
Big fan. Big fan of that movie. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, I was like I loved the book, and then it was a decent adaptation. But I'm like, well, when I'm thinking about it, it just was like an okay movie for me because I knew.
You knew
it already, yeah.
But even in general,
I respect what they did and what Fincher does. So I mean, that's why I'm like happy to talk about it now.
Did you ever watch the other one from I think it's the same writer, Gillian Flynn is her name, the train one?
That's a different writer. I know you're thinking Girl on Train of Emily Blunt, right?
That's a different writer. I thought it was the same writer.
That's a different writer.
Oh, they just. Oh no! I think it must have been they were comparing it to Gone Girl. Because that had nothing to do with it. I was like, that movie sucked.
Gillian Flynn. She did something recently. She did Widows. She wrote Widows with Steve McQueen, but she also I think Sharp Objects as well.
Yeah. She wrote that book, but I don't know if they adapted it. TV show.
They did
is that a TV show?
Yeah,
oh shit! From the book, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's what she did. I can't off the top of my head. I can't recall who did Go on the Train. I read the book for that one too.
I just remember watching it and being massively disappointed. Yes. It was just
the book's not that great either. Actually, like compared out of the two, Gone Girl's miles better.
It looked really cool, but it just did not deliver.
No, I agree. I agree with that one. Can I steal a segue? Because I did mention this is a good segue.
Well, I had a segue too, but whatever. It might not make sense. What's your segue? Fine. Well, what's your segue, and we'll hear mine. We'll see which one's better.
Mine's an Emily Blunt segue.
Oh, mine's a Ben Affleck segue.
Okay, I'll give you this one. I spoke. Ben Affleck.
But I won't talk about it a lot because I was a big. I gotta rewatch it because I watched it and I remember liking it, but then I think I watched an extended version of it and I got kind of bored.
Right.
The Town.
Oh, I like The Town. Yeah.
I feel like I gotta give it another shot because
I think that's kind of what gave him a bit of a kickback in his career.
It was he was directing.
Really, he was really starting to wane, and then I remember he did that, and then he directed Argo, which was like I didn't like Argo that much, but people loved it apparently. But
it was they didn't do Canada enough justice. That entire thing was us. There's the cool though. They actually made a Canadian version of that movie.
Yeah.
Before Argo, a few years before, and the guy who plays the main Canadian at the embassy is also I'm pretty sure he plays the exact same character in the Canadian movie.
Right.
So Ben Affleck, I'm pretty sure specifically picked him because he's like, I want this guy because it's.
Cool, yeah. But yeah, the town. I enjoyed The Town.
The town very much. It's fun. Jeremy Renner's really funny in it. I'm a sucker for Boston accents.
Are you co-op?
Oh, I fucking love Boston accents. You co-op?
Yeah, you like it.
I love Patriots Days. I will watch Patriots Day with just the audio, just because I love hearing Mark Wahlberg in the thickest Boston accent ever. Like he full on put it out. I'm like, I fucking love this accent. The Town for me, like you said, kind of kickstarted Ben Affleck's directing career. Even though apparently Gone Baby Gone is really good.
Oh yeah, I mean, back into the mainstream again. I feel like his career was starting to go down. Like he had like the Daredevil movie.
Well, this is my analysis of Ben Affleck's career. Is that he started off Good Will Hunting, was great in Good Will Hunting. He played more of that character that he plays nowadays, just kind of like that rugged kind of, not rugged, but he's more of kind of like an asshole character. Yeah. But he was skinny.
Right.
And then I feel like when Matt Damon broke off, they wanted Ben Affleck too, and Ben Affleck did, and he started playing too many kind of like rom-com pretty boy roles. And he just isn't suited for that. No. And it just doesn't work with it works with Matt Damon, it doesn't work with Ben Affleck. He has
that douchebagginess. So
he has. Keep doing the douchebag. That's what I love about Gone Girl, man, is that you can tell, like, it's almost like he didn't even have to act. Like, you could tell he kind of had that asshole. Yeah. Like, he seems like a piece, like, I like him, but he seems like he's an asshole Boston guy.
You could think that he could kill his wife.
Yeah. But I'm saying in terms, too, it's like, just aggressive things where apparently like he actually did kind of hurt her a few times. I think when he slammed her head against the wall in the movie, I think like he did it too excessively because he was too in character, but I think he's just kind of that. But Ben Affleck kind of like, not super jacked, not like Batman Ben Affleck, but like a thicker Ben Affleck, not a skinny Ben Affleck, directing and just playing like a hard-ass rugged guy. My favorite Ben Affleck. He tried going back and doing that, but not also doing it in The Accountant. Didn't work.
In what?
The Accountant.
Oh.
With Anna Kendrick and Don Brithnall. Didn't like it. But he's got the new one coming out on Netflix with that massive cast, Arthur Isaac and all those guys. That looks dope.
Oh yeah, and then there's the other one as well, like Live by Daylight or something like that. I don't remember.
Oh, the Run. Oh wait, like coming out or came out?
It came out, yeah.
The one that bombed where he plays the Prohibition era kind of. Yeah, apparently I knew that was going to suck.
Yeah, it looked like.
I can tell. I got a pretty good gauge of Ben Affleck, and I know it's going to be good.
You can tell.
But The Town, big fan. Actually, no. Like I said, I got to rewatch it.
Yeah.
Great cast though.
Yeah, it was a great cast.
John Hamm.
Stealing my segue back because we'll go into the movie I was going to segue to, and then
Gulliver's Travels.
Movies that we thought there's going to be another pleasantly surprised.
Oh, I know what it is. Is it Edge of Tomorrow?
Yeah, it's Edge of Tomorrow. You see like Tom Cruise in an original sci-fi, and you're like, it's gonna probably suck. Like Oblivion and all that. They sucked. But then you saw this film, and then you kind of expected it to be terrible.
So good.
And it worked really well. And I think they're making a sequel, right?
Yeah, they've been working on a sequel for a while, I think. But I don't know how you sequelize that.
No, I don't. I
think it was a perfect story. I think the ending's a little confusing, but I run with it.
Yeah, I have to cash in the pleasantly surprised line. Like I was very pleasantly surprised by that movie. It was Emily Blunt's great as always.
She's skinny but convincing as a badass.
She was jacked.
She wasn't. Well, I mean, like jacked.
She went to shape.
She didn't get. She was like, I would say more kind of like ripped. Like she wasn't like like a bodybuilder jacked.
Right. No.
But she was clearly toned and just like flat and like you could tell like she had like big arms for like as much without getting like fucking veiny.
Like I thought it was like this storyline was really interesting. It was a great new kind of not new. It was like we got stuff like that.
Sci-fi version of
repetitive. And it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. That's what I can really say.
Oh, I could talk a lot about Edge of Tomorrow. I fucking love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies. Probably one of my favorite ones that you said on that list. Seeing it in theaters was so much fun, and just seeing him it was funny. R.I.P. Bill Paxton. I love Bill Paxton. That guy's awesome. Do you know Bill Paxton?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, you kind of said like you didn't know.
No, I know Bill Paxton. I kind of soaked it in, but I wasn't really paying too much attention to what he was saying.
Bill Paxton. I love Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is so much fun. He's funny. It kept going, and like I love that one at the end where they get to the house.
Yeah.
And he keeps telling her like, "Let's take a rest." Or if she can't rest, and you find out it's like, "No, we've been here so many times." It just kept it kept it more and more fresh.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, "We've done this so many times."
And I love the end whenever he's got the grenades and he's swimming and gets stabbed, and then turns around and lets all the pins go and just flips them off. I'm like, oh, that's so funny. The ending. What's your interpretation of the ending?
Can I even recall how it ends properly?
Okay, well, so basically they find the main organism, like the brain of it. He dives in, blows it up, and as he's falling down, all the blood that would have the explosion kind of gets into him, and then it almost kind of gives him full power. Because you know when he kills it and he gets it, It's almost he gets full power of the... Like, he gets the ability to reset it any way he wants. And when he wakes up on the helicopter, that starts the movie.
Yeah.
And they won the war.
Yeah, it's starting to come to me again.
My concept is that basically...
It's a dream. It's all a dream.
No, I think he got the full power to... Because that alien organism can... Their whole thing is that they lose a battle, they can fully reset it again, right? So they're always winning. It's like, oh, we lost this one, we know what to do better, so we reset it. Yeah. He got that full ability. Mm-hmm. He got that power. So I think the sequel might play into that. And in his subconscious mind, he's set back to, we never even had, like, he didn't have to go to war.
He's like, take it back.
None of this happened. It's back to his original job, back to everybody's alive.
Exactly.
And he starts fresh. And I think the sequel could go into, like, playing around with those powers. Did you get another alien for it? I don't know. But I really like that movie. It's big fan of Edge of Tomorrow. Live, Die, Repeat, as it's also called.
Yeah, I hate that name, though.
Same here. People enjoy it more.
Really?
It's just too on the
slangy.
Head. Yeah.
It's too that was the big phrase at the time. So it's like, let's play into that.
And it put me on a Tom Cruise kick, and I went back and watched a bunch of Tom Cruise movies that I had never seen, like Risky Business, and Top Gun. And
Top Gun.
I got big. Risky Business is fun. I like Tom Cruise, young Tom Cruise. I gotta start watching. I gotta get back into it.
What about
Color of Money?
Eyes Wide Shut.
Never saw it.
I love that. Okay. Anyway, do you have a segue from there?
Yeah. How much more? Like I have so many on here that I can talk about. Like I don't know what more you want to. Do you want to just keep doing this?
Yeah. Like I still got a few more. There's still like at least 5, 6 that I want to talk about. Like good movies.
I gotta see
ones I want to talk about that were letdowns as well. The bad parts of 2014, and this is some that I'm not going to have time to talk about.
yeah. Here's one that I'd never seen, but I'm curious if maybe you think it's a letdown. Video game movie. I don't know if you ever played the game Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
Did you see the movie?
I did. I couldn't really get through it.
So it was a letdown.
Minutes. Yeah, I did. I was never big on the game either,
mm-hmm.
but I couldn't do it. I couldn't get through it, so I can't tell you. I can't even remember why I didn't like it. It was ages ago now, but I was like, I remember watching it. Like, oh, it's so cheesy. Yeah. I couldn't. I don't know.
Ages ago. It was 9 years ago. Get over it.
For me, it feels like a while ago now.
That is quite a long time. I just graduated high school.
So when you really think about it, that's a long time ago. Actually, kind of.
Never watched that one.
I'm going to steal a segue there.
Go for it. Jake Gyllenhaal. I know what you're going to talk about.
Nightcrawler 2014. Yeah, that film.
That's another movie that caught me off guard. I didn't think it'd be that good.
That was him and Riz Ahmed are so good too. It's super tense, super creepy. You really dislike his character as he goes along. But unlike in Whiplash, though, you got the whole character growth. He starts off as a douchebag and just descends more into a douchebag as the film goes on, and he becomes so obsessed with his craft and everything, and the controlling everything and making it look like it's an analogy for cinema as a whole, really, and trying to do this grotesque, and the news and just everything making grotesque, and it has to be over the top, and that's why he just lets Riz Ahmed just die at the end.
That is the craziest scene when he just oh man, that was nuts.
Yeah, it's just this very desensitized way of looking at things, and he's always looking for how to make money off of it and spin it to.
But he's got, it's crazy because he has the right drive and the right mindset, but the wrong execution.
Yeah.
It's like you almost he is a villain. It's like you're waiting for a hero to come and stop him.
Yeah.
He's not even an anti-hero. He's a full villain in that movie.
Yeah.
And he wins, and
he does win.
And he's so creepy. Jake Gyllenhaal is so good at playing
he was perfect for that role. Well, and him and the director team up this year for another movie.
Yeah, did you see the trailer for that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that
one took a turn quick in that 2 minutes of that trailer. All of a sudden you're like, what the fuck is going on?
That's creepy. That looks terrifying. That one.
Oh, I'm trying to think though. Based off Nightcrawler. Oh, actually, I have a good transition for that one. Wait, no, it's not on here. Damn it, I thought it was on this list, but it was on. I think it's 2011. Prisoners.
Prisoners. Oh, that was. I think that was a little bit later too.
2011 or 2012.
I don't know.
It's later on.
There was one. There's some I looked into and I'm like, it's on the line of 2013, 2014. Some say it's like that. Some
Yeah.
When it's on the line, I don't know whether to.
But what is? Oh, I had this point about Nightcrawler. Oh, it's kind of almost like a quick version of Walter White's Descent.
Yeah.
But not like Walter White was like a nice guy. This guy was clearly a creep together. Yeah. But it's in terms of this person slowly, kind of not going up but going down more and more into shittiness.
Walter White
not
starts off
super.
Okay.
No, but I mean in terms of it's a good way of doing showing somebody kind of break bad, but in a quick versionized version. So like having 6 seasons to do it.
Yeah.
You can't do it in a movie form. You just gotta slowly.
Yeah.
Super. What's up with that scene too? Whenever he's talking to I just saw another movie on there that I'm a big fan of, but we can go back and forth on the next one. But the scene where he ends up like working with the news, like the main producer lady at the news station.
Yes.
And they have this like weird kind of sexual tension back and forth, and it's just like a really creepy. Like, are they banging? Are they not banging?
He eventually like manipulates to like control her as well. Like, it's really horrible. Like. Way he's like, you're gonna do this. You're gonna do this for me because I'm doing this. Like, I'm making you this much money. It's like, oh, he's just a.
I had a bad experience watching that one in the theater where there was some guy in front of me. He was doing that thing where he's got to make a noise every time something happens that he doesn't agree with or something. So he's like, "Oh no way! Like that was crazy." And that's he's like, "Gross!" Like it was the shit. I'm like, "Fuck, shut up."
It was worse when I went to see Widows and people. Like this one guy was laughing every time a woman got hit. I'm like, come on. I was like, really? What? Like, so and like people just
every time somebody got like a woman got
just a woman got hit, he would laugh his head off.
Oh, man,
and people would just yell at him. That's not funny.
Oh my god!
It wasn't funny. Like,
I kind of wish I was there. That's actually. I don't know how I would have felt in that moment because I feel like if the movie was good and I'm enjoying it, I would have got pissed off. But I also think I probably would have been like, "This fucking."
It threw me right out. I'm like, what? How?
That ruins a movie. Like that takes away because that's like an intense movie.
Yeah, because you're watching it and you're like, wow, that's a horrible scene, and then someone laughs at like, what the hell? I think everyone was in like. Everyone else in the room is in agreement. That's a horrible thing, and then someone starts laughing and like, what?
That's the fucking funniest experience I've ever heard in a movie theater. Oh my god! Some guy just laughed.
He laughed pretty much everything.
The only time I ever laughed at women getting hit in a movie was I saw a compilation of Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah,
hitting women in movies.
That was funny.
And there's the one movie, The Wicker Man, where he literally punches every woman.
But yeah, especially that one where he's like walking to her for like 5 seconds and bang. Yeah, that one. Yeah, okay. That movie in general is hilarious though. The bees.
Oh fuck, man.
Speaking of bees, not kidding.
But yeah, no, I'll go because I saw a movie. I was thinking about it. I'm like, is that year it got released? But we can do two. We can see which one you enjoyed better. Christopher Nolan movie. Oh, Interstellar, Inception. Mine was Inception 2010.
Mine was actually Interstellar in 2014.
Well, obviously you can't figure that out.
I actually did prefer Interstellar. I liked how.
Oh, interesting. I thought you would have preferred Inception.
I liked Inception a lot. Don't get me wrong. I just liked how Interstellar is that the very human story. It's again like the human story that a father separated from his children is the kind of the driving force. I like the whole Interstellar, the whole Kubrick nature of like odes in that the way it's filmed, the way that whole when he goes into the fourth dimension, like it's kind of very Kubricky. I like and I know it's like how it has that circular narrative too, and everything comes back around. There's a whole that circular theme in the movie. Yeah. It's brilliantly it's amazingly shot. It's that whole tragic timeline too, the way that she's aging so quickly and she's been abandoned there on Earth, where it's only been like a year for him the whole time.
Oh man, when they were on the one planet for I think 8 minutes. Yeah, it's like 1 minute was 1 year. Yeah, I guess so. They ended up spending 8. Yeah,
it's also like a movie that's very resonant now that you're like. Oh, the Earth could be dying. We need this could be a very real situation.
It's just a shame that it's almost 3 hours because I love it, but it's just
it's not something you want to throw on.
No, you do want to throw on, but you have to be like, well, I got to dedicate 3 hours. To this.
I'd rather if you're gonna throw off like a Nolan film, you're gonna probably more likely to throw on like Inception or Dark Knight.
But even Inception, well, even these ones are. I mean. At 2 hours.
They're still long, but I'm just like, if you're going for sheer entertainment value, you're just going to throw on a film of that, probably the Dark Knight.
Interstellar for me, I love the well, speaking of soundtracks, not soundtrack, but the score of that movie.
That was a great.
It's probably my favorite score movie ever.
Again, right? When are you gonna a bad one from him?
I would listen to that soundtrack studying for exams, and I had to stop because. Every time a certain song would come on, I would picture the scene in the movie that I was in, and it would just make me think of the movie. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I can't. I gotta fucking study. But yeah, just the one. I think it's Dun, 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 or it's like building. I can't remember what it. But if I heard it, I think it's time. Or is that Inception? Or Inception might be time.
I think it's.
But there's a scene where it's he's trying to manually, after Matt Damon blows himself up.
Right.
And he's trying to manually get the ship docked back on.
Yeah.
It's like dun, dun, dun,
oh, okay, yeah. Oh, right, yeah.
I think that theme plays out throughout, but it gets like more and more intense in that scene.
Hans Zimmer does really add to Christopher Nolan's movies for sure.
Holy fuck, man! It's almost like you're a completely not a different movie, but it really shows you how well music contributes to a film, like how well a good score can really tell a story in its own right.
Yeah.
He definitely makes me want to look more into composing and like scoring movies.
It's how important it can be. It can just you think you can have a great script, but depending how like everything's done, the shooting, the lighting, the music, the editing, acting, obviously, like everything really plays into it.
Did you ever read the original script that Jonathan Nolan wrote for Interstellar?
No, I didn't.
Check it out. It's interesting. It's similar, but it's more of what I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
When I first saw Interstellar, like there's kind of like alien organisms.
Oh.
But it's more of kind of like China are the bad guys. They basically end up on a planet.
You were cool, China.
Yeah. What happened, China? China's still cool. They basically end up on a planet where the planet kind of it's hard to explain. It kind of what's the best way to explain it? It like restarts almost every day. So at nighttime, everything's like dead, and then like the plants start to grow again.
Okay.
And shit, I don't know. It's like reforms and dies over and over again, and they get trapped on it.
That might be very high concept for.
It would be hard to show, but it's cool written. But its whole idea is they get on this one planet and they find a base, a Chinese base. Oh. And China had been there before them, and they find another robot like TARS, but a Chinese version, and then that robot tries to kill them. Because they're American, and it's like trying to sabotage them.
Interesting.
And it's the same kind of concept where he gets sucked into the fourth dimension, but I don't think it's the circular narrative.
Right.
He basically just gets sucked in and then ends up on Earth.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's kind of cool. It doesn't have like the Chris. You can tell that's the thing I like about Nolan and Jonathan and Christopher Nolan. It's like Jonathan Nolan has these like crazy high concept ideas and puts them down, and they're cool. But grounded, but he fine tunes them.
Yeah.
And makes them just miles ahead.
Exactly. Yeah. They're a good team. They work well together.
Like I'd like to see him working on Westworld a bit more, because it seems like Jonathan Nolan doesn't really fully know how to kind of.
I haven't seen season 2 yet.
Neither did I.
Season 1 really overlong maybe.
And it kind of was underwhelming.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah.
The ending.
It was very underwhelming, to be honest. It was decent in places, but it was not as good as everyone said it was. I think, and even with the reception of season 2, I think everyone else has kind of comes to that realization too.
Well, after season 1, I didn't go, I gotta see season 2. I was just like, oh.
Yeah, no, I'll see it when I see it. Yeah. It's not like, even like, everyone was comparing it to the replacement of Game of Thrones. It's that high, big budget, whatever, like HBO show.
Doubt it gets
a season 3. I feel it gets season 3, but it's not what they want it to be. It's not the juggernaut that Game of Thrones is.
I think it's too expensive too.
For what it is, yeah. It is. I agree.
But Interstellar. Love Interstellar. Inception, though. Great movie.
Yeah. Inception is a great movie.
Inception is...
have you ever heard of Inception?
90% exposition.
Yes, it is.
Reading the script for that movie is hilarious, because you're like, this is the most boring script I've ever heard in my life. Probably. And then you're like, but you can imagine it?
Yeah.
Because you know the movie, and you're like, no, this is a good movie.
Yeah. When you watch it, it is all exposition, really. It's just explaining things to you.
Yeah,
I mean... It's still like
it's in a cool way, though.
It's like Ex Machina is mostly exposition when you think. It's just literally them talking about how good they are. Yeah. But it's still a great movie.
But it's the expedition and done in a way where it's visually it keeps you engaged.
Yeah,
big time. Because whenever like Joseph Gordon-Levitt is telling her about designing worlds and shit, like the way it's set up is really cool.
Segue off that. I'm just gonna jump because I know we're not running low on time, but we've gone on for a while, so we're trying to get this to the finish line. Do
you want to just start rapid firing movies?
Well, just this one I want to talk about a little bit more because it's a great movie. One of my favorite directors of the last few years. Great, like amazingly shot, like cinematography, great performances, funny, great storyline, dramatic. Birdman. And the fact that I just love that movie so much. Like the fact it looks amazing. It's again like. What Whiplash is artsy, but can still appeal to like the mass audiences. It's it's got scenes of humor, the whole dramatic aspects. Ending kind of open-ended.
Hated the ending.
I love the ending.
It ruined it for me. It was so grounded, and then it just changed.
I don't know if it was grounded.
It was crazy grounded.
I just love I love the fluid camera movement. And obviously, like Michael Keaton being Batman formerly adds to the fact that he's playing this character, like how he used to be Birdman and stuff, and had that form of glory. And yeah, I love Birdman. It was so good. I don't want to watch it again soon. Actually, now I talk about it.
I got to rewatch it because I did enjoy it, but I think I was more focused on the gimmick aspect of the one take.
Right. Oh.
So
the way the camera moves is just insane. And obviously he went off and did Revenant the next year, which was again same amazing camera movement. I had to drop
debatable.
I love the Revenant. I'm going to throw that out there too.
I think it looks cool, but it's not like it's kind of boring to me.
I loved it too.
It's very boring.
But anyway, but like Birdman was that was one of the movies that drew me to 2014, along with Whiplash, along with Nightcrawler, along with Interstellar, along with the Grand Budapest Hotel. Like,
Boyhood.
Well, I'm City, so you can't just say a film I haven't said. Like, I've been talking about it the whole time. But no, yeah. So
Birdman also kind of almost ruined the one take shot because everybody's trying to emulate it. The best version I think I saw after that was True Detective.
Oh, yeah, I know. When it's done, that one's weird because it's done on iPhones. That was done on an iPhone.
Really? No. Yeah. It kind of makes the more you think, when you watch it, it's kind of shaky. And
exactly. And when obviously like Lubetsky does it for Revenant, Birdman, and like Children of Men as well. Like it's all like steady cam.
Daredevil.
Well, it's not Lubetsky, but
no, sorry, I meant like one take.
Yeah, but Daredevil does the one, which was actually just a series of mini takes that's just cut together that way.
Which one, Daredevil?
Yeah.
Well, that's that's a majority.
Yeah, majority of them, but actually,
you can kind of tell when
Revenant
they cut,
Revenant does the one takes for most part.
You can kind of tell at points when they cut.
Yeah.
Because the camera once.
So it'll point at a wall for like a second, and then it'll move again. Yeah. I love Birdman for that one in there. Maybe now we go a little bit quicker, or.
Yeah, I had a point though that I was going to make about. Another cool one take. Sort of was Haunting of Hill House did an episode where it transitioned from it was doing like a one take at a funeral during present day, and then it was doing a one take at the house when they were kids.
Oh, okay.
And it sort of follows around. It's really really cool and well done.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, we can rapid fire some here.
Yeah.
I'll go Shutter Island.
Oh, that is a great movie actually.
So good.
Oh, why didn't you talk about that one earlier?
I was getting to it, man.
Yeah, I love that movie. That's actually one of the most underrated Scorsese movies. I mean,
like, one of the biggest underrated Scorsese movies.
It's still a highly rated Scorsese movie, but it's not. When you think of Scorsese movies, you think like Taxi Driver, Goodfellas, Raging Bull. You don't really even Wolf of Wall Street. You don't think about Shutter Island.
For me, I'm more of a fan of older or like newer Scorsese than older Scorsese.
Yeah.
Like Taxi Driver is great. Probably my favorite of the older ones would be King of Comedy.
Mine all time is Taxi Driver.
For me, it's The Departed or Shutter Island.
I love The Departed too.
But King of Comedy too. King of Comedy's up there. That's one of the best movies I've seen.
Shutter Island was great. Yeah,
Shutter Island is the coolest movie where the first time you watch it, you have no idea what's going on. And nothing makes nothing. You think you know what's going on, and you think it's a story about a cop investigating something. Yeah. And then the second time you watch it, you see everything. You're like,
how the fuck
did I know? I was doing like the orderlies are like you think they're just being dicks and they don't want to be part of the investigation, but you know that they just don't want to do it because they're acting.
Yeah, there's one like key thing that you're watching it, and it shows how subjective this film is. That I think it's when she asks for water or something. She doesn't actually ever get the water, and then she takes a drink with nothing there.
Yeah,
and you don't realize it when you're first watching it. You just assume she's to have a drink of water, and then you're like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, there's so many little things. Like I would rewatch it now, and I'd be like, "Oh fuck, I forgot about that," or "I didn't see that." Or,
you know, there's gonna be a twist, but at the same time, like it's just how they like everything adds up. I read the book for that actually. The book does hold up as well as the movie, but I think
check it out.
But there was the one thing that I liked the movie did more than the book, which is usually one of those other way around things. But when DiCaprio they said like, "Do you stay alive too long after you be the monster?" Or like, I'm ruining the quote, but that bit, and so you don't know whether he's actually it has worked and he is very aware, or if he's gone back into the delusion.
Yeah,
in the book, he's just gone back into the delusion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think in the movie it's the opposite. I think in the movie he knows.
That's what I'm saying, and that's it's open ended stuff.
It is open ended, but I like my personal. I think.
Yeah, but you think he's kind of the delusion, and he just accepts what's going to happen to him. But in the book, he goes back into the delusion, and it circles back again.
It's almost like in the movie, he's slowly going back to the delusion, but it's fighting it off because he kind of gets back into the character, and like he's no longer the patient. He's like smoking a cigarette. He's kind of the detective again, but he's also talking to him like he knows that he's. Mm-hmm. Yeah, really, really good movie.
Do you have another one you want to quickly fire off?
Social Network.
Oh wait, you just fired off that one. Social Network. Yeah, Social Network's a great film. Not like I don't love it as some people do. It's not like not my favorite Fincher movie by any stretch, but that'd be Fight Club or Seven. But yeah.
Yeah. No, for me it'd probably be Social Network. Is
that your favorite Fincher movie?
Oh, well, I'd have to look at Fincher. I'd say more like I just love Aaron Sorkin's writing. It's so unrealistic, but they get the right people to say the words, and it's nobody talks the way they talk in Aaron Sorkin dialogue.
Yes, yeah.
But yet you feel like it is the way people talk.
Yeah.
You feel like you talk like that all the time, but like I know it's just a stuttering mess.
Yeah, well, even this, we're going around in circles. We're trying to do well. Even now, I can't even get a sentence out. It's like, yeah. This one's like was kind of polarizing of that year. You mentioned it earlier, but like I really liked it actually. I liked the experiment they did. I thought it worked really well. It was that kind of adolescence, like focus on adolescence, but yeah, Boyhood. I love Boyhood.
Cool idea. Not that great of a movie.
I enjoyed it a lot. The 3 parts. You see him grow, like how he grows up, and it felt very real, and it felt like very personal as well. So I really enjoyed the film, and it was it was really cool to see how they filmed it over those years and how it culminated into that one film like that. I really liked it.
I just hated Patricia Arquette's character in that movie.
Why?
Yeah, she's a bitch.
In one line, she's a bitch.
Okay, let's do this then. We'll just go one and one just name movies.
Yeah.
You want to talk about them? I'll go. Black Swan. Still never saw it.
You haven't seen it?
No. Worth it?
Yeah, I'd say so. I thought it was a great movie. The Raid 2. I love the Raid 1, but I actually prefer the Raid 2. It had better set pieces and the actual story.
Stupid movie, The Book of Eli.
I remember not caring too much
He's
for it.
blind the whole fucking time. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I didn't care too much for it. Movie that I didn't enjoy, not really at all, but we're going to keep hearing about these kind of movies. Godzilla, the 2014 one. When they killed Bryan Cranston off in 10 minutes.
Thing they ever did. Bryan Cranston was on a podcast and talked about, he's like, you guys can't kill me off. Like, this is essential. Like, this is clearly a main part of the movie, this relationship to his father and son. If you kill my character off, you're going to lose the story. And they're like, no, we're killing you off.
Yeah, and especially as they sold it on him. It was literally all him in the trailer talking, and then they kill him. I'm like, what? Why? I realized when we watched it, and just before he dies, when you see all his stuff going, he's like, is he gonna get killed off? Like, he's had all his trailer moments. Like,
how many people just shut off in that movie after that happened? You're just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Here's a movie that I still haven't seen the last probably 10-15 minutes of because I downloaded a copy of it and it turned into Spanish out of nowhere, and there was no subtitles. Legion.
I haven't seen it.
They're in Paul Bettany. Yeah. It's like an angel comes down from heaven, and they're stuck in like a restaurant, like a diner,
right?
And there's like demons and shit.
Okay, I haven't seen it, but one I haven't seen. I'm gonna use this for 2 links, but the Equalizer actually. I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen the sequel, obviously either. But
Equalizer is good.
I've heard decent things.
Slow but fun. It's Denzel, so it's good. Performance,
yeah,
cool story.
But it wasn't the best action movie of that year, that's for sure.
No, there's like a 40-minute planning and murder scene in Home Depot. He just kills a bunch of people with a nail gun slowly. Just like, nail gun, boom, back up.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but...
The Fighter.
Big fan. Oh, that's a good movie.
Really good movie.
That's great performances. Yeah, I did really enjoy it. I love the dynamic between Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg.
Even Amy Adams is amazing in that movie, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love... Christian Bale's probably... great. I love that twist, if you want to call it that, of the whole story with he thinks he's doing a documentary about him being a boxer, but it's about a meth head.
Yeah. Some people say this is the best X-Men movie. I disagree. I still think
Days of Future Past.
Yeah, Days of Future Past. I don't get me wrong, it's one of my favorites, and it's one of the best X-Men movies, but I prefer Logan. I love Wolverine, and it's great.
I wouldn't classify it as an X-Men. That's a separate category. That's a Wolverine movie.
That's what I was.
100% a Wolverine movie.
Well, I mean,
there's like 3 Wolverine movies.
X-Men characters. I mean, like
There's 3 Wolverine movies.
I count that as an
X-Men. Trilogy.
I still count that as an X-Men movie.
It's the 3rd one in a trilogy.
Whatever, but yeah, Days of Future Past came out in 2014. That was a great movie too.
Crazy how there's just like no action in that movie and it's just a great movie.
Yeah, not really. No.
Grossest movie I've ever seen. Don't know how I got through it. 127 hours.
Oh yeah, okay.
Holy fuck, man!
Yeah, that's a horror. Yeah.
Fucking
gross. They went. I don't know if they went too far that bit or not, but yeah.
It worked. I liked how he drinks his own pee and then, for some reason, wants to jerk off. Like that's in his mind when his arm's stuck. He like gets the camera and thinks about jerking off. Like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, not my first thought. If I'm honest.
No.
But each to their own.
Classic Franco movie, though.
Yeah, it is. A great performance by him, actually, too. This is to some their favorite Marvel movie, not mine, but Captain America: Civil War. Not Civil War, sorry.
I was going to say, yeah, that is your
Winter
favorite
Soldier,
one.
yeah, that is one of my favorite. Yeah, Winter Soldier. Sorry, yeah.
Great movie.
It was alright.
I enjoyed it. Not as much as I felt like I did. I don't as I remembered.
I've tried to like it as much as other people can. I can't. I think it's alright. It's fine. That's about it.
I just love the helicopter bicep scene.
Oh yeah.
just regrips.
Yeah. That's fine.
2 comedies, both were kind of came out of nowhere. Easy A, which I thought was really, really good. I'm surprised Emma Stone didn't get bigger off that. Mm-hmm. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Cool story.
Yeah, she was good at that.
And Hot Tub Time Machine, which is actually when I rewatch it, it's actually a really, really, really funny movie. Some cheesy shit, but I love Sebastian Stan and when he fights him at the end. He's like,
oh yeah,
you're a hero, and it's like Enrique Iglesias song.
Yeah.
I'm actually
surprisingly better than I thought it would be. I'll give you that.
Peter sucks dick and balls. Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Really bad.
So fucking bad. They did this scene where it's like a virtual reality thing.
John
with Craig.
Come back, right?
No, it's Adam Scott.
Right.
Adam Scott and Craig Robinson are like a virtual reality game, and Craig Robinson has to like fuck him in the butt.
Oh, nice.
But he's like, it's just virtual reality, it's not real, but to them it feels real. It's just like really lazy, dumb jokes.
Yeah, that sounds it. This one I didn't even realize came out in 2014, but another action movie. Another you still pleasantly surprised is John Wick, the first one.
Oh my god, so good.
It was a great movie. Very simple again, just a guy kills his dog, which is the most heartbreaking thing you can do to a man, but it starts off, you just let Keanu Reeves go off and kill people, and it works really well. Better
action movie, The A-Team.
Take that back.
So bad.
Yeah.
I want to rewatch it because I feel like I remember being like, I feel like I liked it, but I know I won't like it if I rewatch it now because I feel like it's pretty bad.
I can't even remember it. I remember seeing bits of it. I remember the stupid scene in the tank when they're like kind of parachuting down. That was.
I don't remember that at all. I just remember you getting introduced to Bradley Cooper because he's like trapped in a bunch of tires getting beat up.
Was it? Yeah.
Rampage is in that movie.
That was kind of like Bradley Cooper's first main
Liam
role,
Neeson.
apart from like
big.
Whatchamacallit?
Well, Wedding Crashers and stuff. Limitless.
Hangover.
But
yeah.
What was a Hangover? Yeah.
That's 2009, I think. 2008, 2009. This one I haven't seen. Don't think I will because I didn't like the first one. 300 Rise of the Empire.
Oh, I couldn't get through 300.
Yeah, I've heard it
sucks.
Yeah, the first one I did not like it. And apparently the second one sucks to everyone. So like, I didn't like the first one, and I doubt I'll like the second one. So I'm just saying it because it's on here. But
this movie talking about I should transition to this one. Talking about characters who died right away, that pissed me off.
Yeah,
and I had to rewatch the movie later on to actually enjoy it. The other guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The Rock just jumps off the building and dies.
Terry Crews as well.
No, The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh yeah, okay.
I went and saw the movie and I'm like, oh, this is so good. The Rock's great in this movie, haha. And then him and Sam Jackson are like, aim for the bushes, and they jump off. Yeah. And then it's at their funeral. And I remember I looked at my friends, I'm like, wait, what?
No, not Dwayne.
And I shut off on that movie.
Right.
Rewatched it. It's funny.
It was okay.
Really good movie.
I didn't hate it. Didn't love it.
Wahlberg is funny, but he gets to the line of annoying, but doesn't cross it.
Yeah.
But he's just there.
Yeah, I can't. I mean,
some shit I don't like the Gator thing where like he used to be a pimp, Will Ferrell's character. There's some I'm not a big fan of Will Ferrell because I find he throws in.
He goes too far sometimes.
Yeah, and him and Adam McKay probably think it's really funny.
Yeah.
But I think they take too many liberties, and they just at some points they just go, "We're going to do what we think is funny."
I think he's.
I respect him on that, but
I think he's starting to really suffer. Actually, Will Ferrell, like right now, yeah, he needs to stop doing
his comedy. His comedy is in
It's very one note now.
It's one note, and it's not like I don't want to say topical. What's the word? Like, is topical make sense?
It's not topical, or is topical?
It's not topical. Like it's basically is at the point where if I tried to watch a comedy from the 70s or the 80s, it's not funny.
You're right. He's just kind of being kind of random.
It's a very early 2000s comedy.
He's taken what like Anchorman was. That was funny because of how random it could be in the great one-liners, and he's just trying to do that again and again and again and again and again.
Blind.
Yeah, that one was stupid. I didn't like the sequel.
Well, and it's his when he got big. His comedies are funny, sure. I've never been a really big fan, but it was at a time when comedy was at its lowest, man. Early 2000s was some of the worst comedy movies ever made.
Yeah.
And he kind of, I don't want to say, like, he's fucking funny, but he kind of took advantage of that.
I love Anchorman, and like Elf, he's great in as well. But yeah, I'm not, I get the criticisms. I know you love this movie, comedy movie, 22 Jump Street.
Oh my god, that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Then there's also The Interview, came out in 2014.
I kind of really like that movie. That one was funnier than I thought it was going to be.
There's aspects of it I really like. I like how it is actually like satire, like straight out satire, and it does like really like make some prominent issues, and then it just goes to Seth Rogen, James.
I think I'm gonna rewatch that movie. That movie made me laugh. I watched it, and then the next day I watched it again with my buddies.
Sometimes it just goes too far, those two, and then it was like when they were actually making good points, it was still really funny. It was great, and then they just went again. It was like the whole tiger scene. I hate that scene so much.
Yeah, but one of my favorite scenes was one of my favorite jokes. Sorry. What was it? When James Franco kind of ends up like being friends with Kim Jong-un or King whatever, and Seth, he doesn't want to kill him, and then they go to his room and Seth Rogen has the poison strip on his hand.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Hey, nice to meet you." And he goes to shake his hand, and James Franco goes, "Stop! No, he's a Jew." He's like, "Ew, gross."
Which is like that's kind of funny because you can expect that.
That one, and when he's like, when they're getting in the limo. And he's like, "What are you going to do, Kim Jong-un?" And he's like, "Let's just say I'm going to give him a hand." And he's like, "Why would you say that, you idiot?" He's like, "Double entendre." And he's like, "What are you going to give him?" No, he's like, "Let's just say I'm going to give him a hand." He's like, "What, are you going to jerk him off?" He's like, "No, it's a double entendre, you jackass." Yeah. Like, whoa, why would you say that?
Yeah, really quickly now, we're going way too
I'll have one last movie that I'll say.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm saving the best for last.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to do two more films because there's a lot of bad ones on here, but I'm just going to talk about two films that I thought were good. Oh god, there's quite a lot on here actually that I still want to talk about. But anyway, I'm just going to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Not my favorite in the trilogy. War was my favorite, but still a good movie, and probably the second best out of that trilogy.
None of them have James Franco after that.
Oh no!
I really like Rise. I think Rise is my favorite just because it was different but the same.
What was my favorite? It's Apocalypse Now.
But I never saw Apocalypse Now.
I know. I loved War the most, but Dawn was a great one too, and it was I really enjoyed that trilogy. But
Rise is my favorite.
Didn't do that well at the box office, so I think it's done for a while anyway.
I know they set up a fourth one in the first one with the spaceship.
Yeah,
because it's like a background thing. Where it's
I hope they bring it back, but we'll see.
I doubt it. Netflix maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
What's your other one?
Again, there's too many other films to talk about. This will be the last one to talk about.
Last one.
I didn't love it. I know a lot of people did love it. I know why the people liked it, but I didn't. Imitation Game.
Ooh, that was actually my pick for Oscar that year.
Oh, really?
I really enjoyed it. I really like Benedict Cumberbatch. I like the story. Kind of lost it for me when I found out that he wasn't that secretly gay. Apparently, he was banging everybody in that compound.
Yeah, he was
like all the dudes.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, apparently he was banging.
Yeah, but it was very common knowledge. Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't as secret.
But it's still very sad what happened to him. And like, I did research material a lot in the past. So like, I'm very attached to that story. But I know Imitation Game kind of like over Hollywooded it in places and over essentialized everything. So
for me, because I knew nothing about it, and the craziest part for me was when they cracked the code and they decided not to do.
Yeah, that is a great.
That's a powerful scene where you're like, oh shit, they actually let people die.
The whole Enigma thing is crazy. But I miss that they didn't really put that much emphasis on Alan Turing as a human at points, and like how he had this.
And how much he was just dicking down dudes, dude.
I mean, yeah. They should have just done that for 2 hours there.
Come on.
Okay, so you got one more? Or
yeah, the best for last.
The best for last? Okay.
Yeah. It is made
give me
by...
a clue.
It's the greatest actor of our generation.
Please don't say it's The Rock.
Yep.
What was he doing in 2010?
He plays.
Not G.I. Joe.
He plays an athlete. It's funny because he plays an athlete. He plays a professional athlete in this sport, and it's the funniest.
Walk the Line or
no?
What is it?
Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy. What? It's not the best.
You can't handle the tooth.
Oh my god.
He plays a hockey player.
Does he actually? I haven't seen it.
I saw that movie. I went with my mom, and we went at a matinee. And I'm like, nobody's gonna see me. I was still in high school.
Right.
And I'm like, nobody's gonna see me. Blah blah blah. I get a phone call from my buddy. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, hey man, what are you doing? I'm like, oh nothing, just chilling. He's like, oh, you're at the movies. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm here too. I'm like, damn it. He's like, what are you going to see? I'm like, Tooth Fairy.
What was that again? The Tooth Fairy. I'm seeing the Tooth Fairy. Is that actually your best or last?
No.
No, I was gonna say.
Oh, I can name one.
Are we gonna do that? So we're gonna guess.
Well, yeah. Guess what movie won the Oscar that year?
Oh, that year. Let me. I don't know.
Oh, for you, it was Birdman.
It was Birdman, yeah.
Do you want me to tell you a couple more, because that were Oscar contenders that you might not know? So, I didn't say.
Was it Social Network? Was it?
No, I'll tell you. I'm gonna give it.
Oh, it's Black Swan.
No.
No. Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's this one. I could be.
Fighter.
No.
Okay, I don't know. Which one?
I didn't name it.
You didn't name it?
No, I didn't say it because I haven't seen it.
I'm just looking for that. You didn't put Blue Valentine in your list, and I know you probably haven't seen it, but I love that.
The King's Speech.
Oh, of course.
That
you
one,
didn't
right?
mention it. Is that 2010?
Yeah. Did it win?
I
think it won.
That did win.
No, never
I'm
seen
pretty
it.
sure. I like.
Oh, I was gonna mention it, Blue Valentine, but then I was like,
I love Blue Valentine. But yeah, King's Speech. I think it's just one and done. You watch it once and you're done. But it's a good.
Yeah, Academy Award for Best Picture.
Yeah.
And yours was Birdman, right?
It was Birdman, indeed.
Who won Best Actor? Your year would have been.
Simmons was the.
That was supporting.
Yeah,
though,
supporting.
Was it? Main was. It should have been Keaton, but it was.
It wasn't Keaton.
No, somebody else.
No, Patricia Arquette won for Boyhood.
Yeah.
Who won the lead actor?
It's pissing me off right now. Here we go. McConaughey, Dallas Buyers Club. Oh, wait, no, this is... Wait, did you say 2014?
Yeah, I thought that was 23rd. Oh, I suppose there's some...
Oh, sorry, this is...
period, though.
I'm getting the 2013 movie, so I have to go Oscars 2015. Yeah. The Doy.
The Doy?
The Doy?
Yeah, because
Oh, gross. Eddie Redmayne for Theory.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I left that one. I haven't actually seen it, so...
No, I don't want to see it. It looks...
Yeah.
Like... Sure. Unless he's making dick jokes with his computer. I always want to hear him on the computer all the time.
Yeah, that was what the whole movie was. That's why he won an Oscar.
Then Emma Stone didn't win. No, she should have won. That was garbage.
So what was your favorite film of 2010?
I told you, Tooth Fairy.
You said
no.
That. No.
It's tough. I definitely think it's up there with Inception, The Social Network, and there's no real comedy that I was like blew me away that year. But yeah, looking at this list, it's probably Inception or The Social Network. I would say Inception more than anything because I haven't rewatched Social Network that much. Mm-hmm. Shutter Island's up there as well, but I would say Inception, hands down.
That's fair enough.
I don't know why you said hands down. Now I kind of argued. No, hands down. hands down. Hands down. Inception.
I have a two-horse race. Hands down.
I named like 6, but no, hands
down. Mine was actually Birdman. Like, I mean, I loved Whiplash, Nightcrawler. They were all like really, even like Raid 2 and all that. They really compete for me. But Birdman was great.
What about 2010? What about 2010?
2010
for me. You don't remember? For me or for you, it'd probably be Interstellar for 2014.
You know what? Maybe Shutter Island. I really did enjoy that movie. Yeah. What did you say with 2014? Sorry,
probably Interstellar.
Yeah.
Actually, I forgot 22 Jump Street was on there.
Oh, that changes things.
If I'm feeling sad, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Depends on the mood. If I feel like sitting down, just losing, like just getting lost in a movie, Interstellar. If I want to just laugh my shaft off, throw on 22 Jump Street.
Yeah. Well, that was our favorite movie year, the last decade, and our reasons why. Mostly just listing films we liked and didn't.
Well, we kind of got in depth about them.
We did, yeah. But yeah, that was our favorite year recently, and we love those movies. I'll talk about movies for no random reason.
Again, it was kind of more just, that was the first one I typed in.
Yeah, maybe it's like, 2012.
But it was also really, no, I looked at a few other ones.
Yeah.
It was like, I mean, There's still a few on there that I didn't name that I probably could have named.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know which year was your favorite.
No, don't.
Maybe you don't have to.
Let us know if this was a good concept, and we'll do more of it.
Exactly, and
if you did, then next time, or no, what? Comment. We're gonna have the question of the day, and we'll pick one winner in the comment section.
If there are
gets a shout out. Gets a shout out next. Tell us what the highest grossing movie of 2010 and 2014 were.
Oh.
Yeah, but you can't look it up. You got to guess. Yeah, we trust that you people don't cheat.
I mean, there's no money involved.
So they probably won't. Get a shout out. And if you cheat, I'll know, and I won't shut you out.
He'll know. He watches you when you sleep.
Anyway,
thanks for listening, and until next time.
Peace.